Well, good morning everybody, and how is everybody doing? Grab a cup of coffee, have a pot on the table because it's going to be a long morning coffee today because it's been a month since we had one. A lot of catching up to do. Last time I had coffee with you guys, it was like right, I think during my call time, right before I was going to do all the camper rally stuff and whatnot. So I'm going to catch you all up on how everything has been going, and everything is great. Everything went great for the camper rally. I got my puppies in here today, so they might be a little ruckusing. So the camper rally, we had Father's Day weekend, and the forecast was for like hot, humid, thunderstormy, awful weather. So we're like, oh Lord, let's roll the dice and hope for the best. And it did. We were so lucky. Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Saturday, the whole car show and camper rally went really well. We had a good turnout. And we had, because of the storms that were coming, we had one person who just early in the week said cancel. I don't want to take a chance of bringing my vintage camper out and having something happen to it, which I completely understand. Ours is not that type of camper. It doesn't matter if it hailed on it or whatever, because you know how she is. She's low budget. So we had one or two people canceled, and then we had a couple people that were tentative that may or may not come. Which you think, that's whatever. Well, we only had 14 reserved spots for the camper rally, right? So we had, was it 2 or 3? I'm not quite sure. Should have my digits ready. That did not show up. And we had one person who came who wanted to know, hey, is there going to be a spot up there? And I'm like, it looks like there's going to be, but they didn't call and cancel. So then the one lady, had to, Chris had to park on the, not in the rally area, but down in the, felt so bad because, they want to be part of the whole rally and stuff. So they could have parked up there, and there was 3 people that just, 2 or 3, that just did not show. So I'm going to have to post something, and I'm sure, the, Pat, the campground owner, gave us a super good break to us. So it's minimal to even stay there for the 2 nights, because he's very kind, because he's happy for the campers to be there. But the bad part of that is that people just don't show up, and they're like, oh, I'm only out X amount of dollars anyway. So, and some were like, maybe we might show up Saturday, and we don't know. So I'm going to have to post something next year that states, if you are not coming, even if it's like, we had people that came Friday and said, hey, is there going to be spots up here? We're like, we can't, nothing was confirmed. So even if it's Friday morning up till noon of the camper rally and they aren't going to come, we have to say, please let us know, because there's people who would like to have those spots, and we had a waiting list. And they didn't, so they couldn't be up there with us, but they were fine with it, and they were really laid back people, and they were okay. So I'm going to have some special postings regarding the camper rally, and if you're not going to show, please call and cancel. So somebody on the waiting list, or somebody that might be coming to the rally but there's not enough room in the spots, can move their camper up with us, just as a courtesy or something. So I'm going to have to post something, and I don't want to like make somebody upset or something, but I got to be courteous to the other vintage campers who might be either waiting or have to park somewhere else. So, and that was like no biggie. You had a little electrical plug-in issue a little bit, but that was nothing. We just had to swap out and get a different adapter for somebody's camper. Pat was really good and gave us a couple free ones, because the plug-ins weren't, there's like 2 different, I don't know what they're called, but there's the big camper plug-in. It's like a big round socket thing, and that's called something. I do not know what it is. And the 3-prong one, which most little vintage campers run off. So those were fried, and it's probably because somebody plugged in something they weren't supposed to and blew that little circuit. So then there's an adapter you can plug in the 3-prong into the big one to make it work. Long story short, right? Or maybe just long. So that all worked out. Great bunch of, it's always a great bunch of people. What am I thinking? They're always great. They're always fun. Really, we've never had, the 2 years we've had very many issues with anything. And it was really fun. So like I said, the weather cooperated. And so we had a total of 12 campers. I think it was 12 campers. And all different shapes and sizes, from like the Airstreams to the ones that are like mine, to like the canned ham looking ones. We even had somebody had a 5th wheel, which is the kind that that you pull behind, but it hooks up on into the back end of your pickup truck. So that was pretty good, because that was like an Avian or an Airstream type, all silver metal. But that was really neat to see. Excuse me. And then we had one lady there that had her camper, and she was selling it. And that was like, oh, It was gorgeous. It was aqua blue, my dream trailer, and I didn't get a peek inside of it, but it was refurbished. I'm sure it was just immaculate inside. But it was above my price range just a little bit. Like it was $25,000. My camper cost me $650. I'm cheap, but someday I might throw and spend a couple hundred. I don't think I'd ever spend that much because I wouldn't get enough use out of it to, you know, even if it was like a hobby. I don't know. My camper's fine. My dream was the pink or blue one someday. Someday, we'll see. So really good turnout. We had the meet and greet on Friday night, and that was nice because that's kind of opened for the vintage camper people and the campground people, so they all can mix and mingle and get to know each other, and everybody's kind of wandering around visiting and relaxing, and that went really well. And they had a little Bloody Mary bar on Saturday, and that kind of went most of Saturday, really. Had that open, and that was the camper rally, and that was open up to everybody and everybody to view. So that was really fun. And then we had and I have, of course, I have videos, all of these on my channel here, so if you want to check them out. They're not really long, too long, not like my morning breakfast or my morning coffees. So, and the progressive cocktail party went really well, and that's where, you know, go hop place to place, and it had a little teeny bell, kind of a bell. I gotta get a real bell. It was a makeshift bell. And then you have a little snack and a little cocktail or drink or whatever they might have. And then you bebop around to everybody's. The only problem we had a little bit of an issue with is we had crashers, because this is set up for just the people that are in the vintage camper rally, because each camper hosts, you know, a little something something. But we had people that were somebody said you guys are having a party, so they sent us up here. I'm like, well, my cousin Christy had to talk to a few girls and say, well, you know, it's only for this. And then I had another couple that are friends of ours, and I said, you know, hey, and they're like, oh, we want to see Gary, and I'm like, that's great, but we're having a private vintage, so if you guys want to wait until like maybe 10ish, we'll have open cocktails, and you can come and we'll have snacks out and stuff, and you can come at that time. Nope, they decided just to crash right in the middle of the progressive. And you know, people that are in, they shouldn't have to host to other people, even if they're just there to visit. You know, it's kind of like a little private get to know everybody thing. So my cousin Christy had to talk to some girls that I don't even know who they were. They were even like people, they just heard there's a party and they wanted to come up, and why can't we just join in? It looks fun. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know, but and the friends of Gary's, I had to kind of say, sorry, you know, and Gary will visit with you, and I'm really sorry. And his girlfriend got a little bit snippy with me, wasn't happy, but I'm just like, I'm really sorry, but you know, you gotta, I'm the hostess, and I gotta be courteous to all these people, and they don't know these people, even though they're our friends, and you know, they should understand, you know, you can't be rude, right? And if somebody told me, hey, don't, we're having this, I wouldn't just pop in, when somebody said don't, but you know, people, and like I said, everybody knows my husband Gary because of the woodshed bar he runs and stuff. So, you know, it's kind of hard when you're friends with everybody, but then you got to kind of say, you know what, we're doing this private thing. So, you know, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. And how do you go about doing that, right? So next year, I think just to save me, because I don't like confrontation with people. I don't like that, and I don't want to come off being, you know what. So I think I'm going to do, just to save any type of dialogue that we have to have, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and I don't want to seem, you know, that way to somebody. We're going to do signage. It's in one whole section. We're going to put up great big, you know, those little banners that are colored. You see them at the car dealerships and stuff. They're little triangles, you know, they hang on a rope. So we're going to like put posts at the very end where you can enter into where the area is. Put a post, put this, and then just put private vintage camper party this evening. Some, I don't know, something nice, you know. So I did that. That was a little issue, and it wasn't anything big or awful. I just felt bad for having to tell people, you can't be here right now. Come later. Better late than never. And then during the rally, it's a long day. You get up early, and you're prepping your camper, and you're staging it for the rally. And then some people choose, you know, to not show the interior, which is their prerogative, because it's a your choice rally tape. Some rallies, if you have a camper, we like to have it open, but ours is whatever you want to do. We want everybody to be comfortable. Or midway through the rally, you're exhausted, you're tired, you just want to just lay down for like a half hour, you know, because it's a long, you know, well, it's only 4 hours, but it still get to be a long time because you're up early and you're staging and getting ready. So a couple of the girls had a problem where they were in there just laying down, just resting just for a few minutes. And they had the door shut, and somebody just opens the door and walked right in. Hey, can we look at your camera? Oh, so I'm going to to make some cute little signage about, you know, please do not disturb. I'm going to put some cute kitschy little, like, put a little pin-up picture on it, you know, and hang, so you can hang it on the doorknob, just so people know if this sign is there in a very nice way. Just do not open the door and just peek in. If the door is shut for a reason, right? But, you know, people don't know. People just think you can, you know, people aren't like, don't really know what these rallies are all about, and they're all kind of different, and there's different perceptions of what you can do and what you can't do. I don't know. So other than a little electrical issue, that was nothing. Some party crashers that I have to have signage, and I thought maybe I should have done that. Maybe that's my bad, right? Take care of that. And little signs. So that's I mean, that was a minor. The rain didn't hit until we got to because our stop was the last one. The rain started hitting and was drizzly, irritating time our site hit. So we all got our cocktails and this and that, and we had door prizes. We had lots and lots of door prizes for everybody. So everybody put their slickers on and their rain bonnets on, or had their little umbrellas, and stood outside, and we did all the prizes and stuff. By the time that was done, that was like 10 or 10:30. So people either went and listened to the music, but that I think quite early too because of the rain, because it was like really coming down. So they all just hunker back underneath their little canopies or the tents, or back in their campers, and they were in for the evening. So it was kind of an early evening. Not for us. We stayed in past midnight. Some of the campground people came over and they partied with us late, and it was fun. It was just an all-around great rally. I was really happy with anything other than a few little signage things that I need to take care of. Like I said, maybe I should have posted those. I just because I didn't think about it. Posted those because, like, when everybody knows you, they think, oh, it's maybe they're hosting another one of their cocktail parties, which we've done many times down there for anybody who wanted to show up. So, you know, to kind of draw that line that this is the one time, that this one evening that it has to be private. And I'm sure people understand, you know, they're used to us because they're our friends, right? So it went great. It was a great rally. And so we had a good turnout, and I think we already got 6 people already signed up for next year. And like I said, we're only going to do 14 sites because that's all in that little area, because I don't want it to be too big for me where I can't enjoy it too. So, and other people can come. I mean, like, they can come. They might not be in the area, and they're all welcome, even if they don't get a parking spot. But I just want to keep it small enough. So 14 is what we reserved. If there's another 5 overflow that are parked somewhere, they're of course more than happy to come into the whole rally and participate with everything. But I just don't want it to get too big for me to handle, because I want to enjoy it and I want it to be fun. But it was a perfect year. Everything went great. I was very happy. So that was my camper rally. Like I said, please look at the videos. They're very fun and cute. Like I said, they're pretty short. I kept them all short. I had one for the rally campers, one for the progressive, so you can kind of see what that was all about, and one for the car show. So just cute little, they're just little mini videos. So that, and then so I worked like 2 call weekends, and then I had that going on, and we just got the camper going out and about like 10 days or 7 days before the rally. Oh Lord, I was anxious beyond belief trying to get that ready, because I usually have my camper out in May, and I'm sitting out in my driveway enjoying it at that time. So I was sweating beads, and the mice had gotten in there, and they had destroyed a couple vintage dresses, some of my vintage crochet pillows. Oh Lord, I wasn't happy. Got into stuff, so it was a total gut job. I had to empty out everything out of my camper, clean it all those little critters. I tell you what do you do? So that kind of was stressing me out, but I got it all done. And oh, I think I told you, but I did buy an AC unit. It did come in. It wasn't vintage, it wasn't retro, but that's okay, because it saved us, because she was a hot weekend again, and we had that going. And what I did, not that it disguised it, but during the rally time, I was going to like put it away so nobody could see. I thought, no, I'm not, because I want to go in there and cool off a little bit between things. And it was bearable, but it was still, the humidity gets to you. But it wasn't so bad this year, because the camper was cool. I was able to fix my hair and wear nice clothes, and that was so nice, and so was Christy. So we're quite happy about that. And this group of people, last year people dressed up a little bit, but this bunch is a bunch of people out of the cities, and they're big into the vintage stuff too. Like I was, so all the girls dressed up so cute and pretty, and all in their vintage stuff, and had their hair all fixed up. I was so happy and excited about that. So it wasn't just me and Christy. We had a whole little troop of gals that were doing it too, so that was really fun. So anyway, we had the air conditioner. I thought, well, I'm not going to put it away. I'm going to keep it cool. I'm going to be realistic, you know. But I did is I took one of my wild floral neon colored vintage terry tablecloths, and I draped that over the sides where the vents weren't, just to kind of like blend it in a little bit. Not that you could, because I had a great big pipe going underneath my counter, and the counters open up, but I thought, I can't deal with it. I gotta have some air. I gotta be comfortable. So it worked really well, and I thought for the $200 and I think $20, including the shipping and handling, if I use that twice a year, that's fine. It's worth its money, because I'm not going to wear it out, and we'll pack it up in the house so nothing gets into it in the winter when we put the camper in storage. So that was great. And then we had birthday weekend, and that was with my nephew and my cousin Christy, and that was super duper fun. We had fun, bebopped around just up north and just chilled. Didn't have like plans. We just road tripped all over the place, and they have up there, it's called the Polk County Booze Cruise book. That's what it is. And in it is like 64 establishments, either restaurants, bars, restaurants, supper clubs, that participate, and you go and you get a stamp, and you might get a half-price hors d'oeuvre, or you might get 2-for-1 drinks, or a whole bunch of specials. You get it stamped, and then you turn it in, and then how many stamps you have, that's how many times you're in for a drawing for like a $400 prize at the end of the season. So we thought, let's do that. So we got that going for the weekend. So we went to establishments in Polk County that we had never been before, which was really fun. It kind of gets you out and about to see the different businesses, and they're all close because they're all in the county. So that was really fun weekend. And it was just like low-key that weekend, and we had a super good time. And then the next week was 4th of July, and that was a really great weekend too up north. You know, they have a croaky, a DJ one night, and they have an old-time country western band that plays one night, and they have other like little beanbag things, and just activities, and the whole family came up. Of course, my son is in Texas, and my other son was with his dad that weekend, but like all my nephews and my great nephews and my great nieces and my brothers and everybody else in the family got to come up. My husband only got to come up for an afternoon with his father and a friend who drove, Dave drove them up, and they got to come up for at least an afternoon and a meal with us. So that was nice. And then we trekked back on Monday morning. So we had like Monday and Tuesday before you go back to work, which was really nice. So you felt like you did have a, you know, because you're running and going and doing when you do holiday stuff, as you know, and cooking and whatnot. So it was nice to have a couple chill days and relaxed days back. And then next weekend, I was going to do coffee with you guys, and my husband happened at the very last minute to be able to get somebody to cover him so that we could go up, north for a weekend, because he doesn't get up there very often. So I'm like, well, as always, my house stuff can wait, as it always does. That's always like way down on the totem pole of my life chores. So we went up and had a really nice, and then we found this little brewery on the way up. It was out in the country, and it was an old barn with a silo. Really cute. Oh my gosh, good food. They always usually have a little bit of music playing. The brewery isn't brewing yet, but they still have, you know, like beer and wine cooler type hard cider stuff, and had a little snack there. And I found this little place called Wanderoos, which was a little town at one time, but it has an old tavern that is in the schoolhouse. So that was really cute and eclectic. So we went there, and the next night, me and my husband and my brother and sister-in-law, Dee and Lisa, went out to dinner at a supper club called the Indian Supper Club, and it's an old time, and I've been there several times. My husband's never been there. Dee and Lisa, I said, let's just do it. Let's go out there for supper, and it's old time. Take 2 hours, have different courses, sit, relax, enjoy the old time, because it was built in the 1930s, I believe. Old time ambiance of the place, and it's on the Balsam Lake. Great evening. I had scallops and lobster pasta. Oh Lord, they were huge. Biggest scallops I've ever seen in my life. Delicious, yum, leftovers, great for snacks later. That's what we did. We're going to have it for breakfast. I said, oh, let's take it home. But it would have been a good breakfast. And that brings us to this weekend. So, I have been extremely busy. We haven't had our coffee up north. Hope it happens, right? It would be fun. But it's just been so busy. And then tomorrow is a call Sunday for me. And then usually I have call next weekend, but Jared, one of the fellows at work, wanted to pick up extra call weekend. So he goes, you want to get, oh yes, I will give it up. It's nice to have that call money, because that's kind of my extra thrifting, Salvation Army fun money, but I will cut back just to have a Saturday off. So I got 2 Saturdays off, and then I work a Saturday, and then I got a whole bunch off again. So it's very nice to have that surprise Saturday off, and I was like very thankful for it, and he wanted it, so it all worked out well. And also, Al's Antique Mall, my favorite little thrift antique store in Red Wing, is closing up. He's retiring. They're moving down south. I talked to him a little bit. Oh, this is my favorite. I was walking through there, and I was even getting, it was sad. I was getting teary-eyed because it's like my favorite. And walking through there just reminds me of the times with my dad, when me and my dad used to go to auctions and thrift things and up to the dump back in the day. Dumps weren't like what they were. Everybody used to dump everything, which is not good, you know, landfills. So me and my dad would go, when I was little, go looking for treasures up to the dump. That's the type of upbringing I had, small town. But we found stuff, and my mom would be just rolling her eyes at us. So I've been hitting that because, right, he's got some stuff listed online auction, but it's like his Red Wing pottery and dishes sets, and Lord knows I don't need any more dishes, potteries, or glassware. And then, so it's all that stuff is online, and then if you go in the store, he's got like 50% off. Everything's store-wide. Which, you know, I do not need anything. And there's no clothes. Thank goodness. Well, good thing, because I don't need any more clothes, because I've been buying some clothes. I got my Memphis clothes, and then I got a couple cute outfits. Yeah, the fact of that. I know. So, I've been hitting Al's, and I've been very discriminatorily walking through there when I've been looking at my purchases, and not just like, oh, Lord, these are great prices, I have to get them. I've just been getting things that I have wanted, which is everything, but just last minute, like, I will show you. I love those head bases that all the girls have, and you'll see them, but they're so expensive, and I just didn't. I have, you know, a couple ones that have gotten really good deals on. Well, and I've never seen this at Al's before. He must be like cleaning out sheds and stuff and bringing it on in. So he had this one, which is just gorgeous, beautiful, and it's the planter head. It's got the two little, so you can hang it up, but there's a crack in it, so you couldn't hang this up anymore because of the crack. You'd like fracture her all the way down. But just to set on your dresser. She's beautiful. She's in pristine. There's no chips on her. Oh Lord, I can't even believe it. So he had $9.99 on it. I'm like, what the heck? That's crazy. And then there's 50% off that. So I picked her up, and I picked up, I'll have to do another thrift haul because between my stuff I've been getting and then my specials and stuff, I got that. Or, excuse me, bad shoulder. I got this hat. And this wasn't at Al's, but I got some more treasures from Al. I'll have to show you. But I was, so then I better walk through Salvation Army as long as I'm at Al's, right? So I did, and then I found this beautiful. Look at the netting is in pristine condition. Look at that, and look at the top. Is that not gorgeous? I don't need any more hats. But how could you pass this up for $5 at Salvation Army? I couldn't pass it up. So I got that. So I've been doing a little more thrifting again. I've gotten to a place where I'm like more comfortable and getting into the groove, and I've kind of got over the hump of all the busyness and stuff, you know, with the camper up north and the camper alley, and I've kind of come to a place of calm, which is good. So I've been kind of getting back into my little bit of thrifting and shopping and stuff, but trying to keep it lower key than I have. And then also at the camper rally, another couple that goes, oh Lord, their names just flew out of my head. They have the cute little aqua white camper, and their name is Joyce and Mike. Joyce and Mike, I believe, is their name. Oh Lord. So they came, and we came back. We were doing something. Come back, and here's this little suitcase on my. I'm gonna do a haul because a gift slash thrift slash antique haul, so you can see all the cute little kitschy things I've been getting. Come back with this little antique, cute overnight kid suitcase, packed to the max with vintage stuff, Fiesta ware glasses, and drink stirrers, and scarves, and oh Lord, it was just a treasure trove that she got me. Shout out to Joyce and Mike. You shouldn't have done it. I mean, they were there last year, they were there this year. It was phenomenal. I mean, it was such a, I guess I just, you know, who doesn't like getting gifts, right, or treasures? So it was just packed full, and it was just like, everything was just like, oh my God, she must know me or something, because everything was so wonderful. So a shout out to Joyce and Mike, so thank you so much. But I'm going to do a little video just so you can see some of the eBay stuff I've been getting, and the stuff that I've been getting at Al's. And as you can see, my hair is not fixed because I'm going to bed early tonight, so I'm going to curl it, and it's hotter than you know what outside. It is hot and humid, so I thought I'm just putting it up. I'm cool in it today. I'm just doing house stuff. I'm not going out. I'm not even going to go outside. It's just miserable outside. It looks beautiful and lush and green outside, but as soon as you get there, walk out the door, the humidity just hits you. So that is what's been going on with me. Just chilling and getting my house as it always is, as you know, gals. Always working in my house, and it seems life is so busy you just don't get to it. Like I said, since we're always going, we're never home, so we never come company over, and company is always a motivator for me to get my house together. We haven't had any company because we haven't been home, so it's just kind of like I still have like, here's the 4th of July, some stuff from that, here's stuff from the camper rally, here's some stuff that I've been purchasing from Al's, and it's all in its like little area, and it's not stacked up all over my house, but can't see my dining room table, can't see my bed over here, just because that's where everything is. So that's what I worked on. I got up early this morning and I started doing it, and I thought I just got to get her done. So I thought that's my project for the day. And my only project for the day is I decided to do the main level of my house and just get all this stuff organized, boxed, put to where it needs to go. And I'm going to do it. I'm halfway there now. So that's good. But I thought I'm going to stop and have coffee with you, because I'm like, oh, should I have coffee? I'm kind of on a roll getting this stuff down. I'm like, no, I'm going to have coffee with you guys, because you're like, where's that gal again? Plus, it's kind of a motivator, because I talk to you, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I'm going to do this and that. Get like 3 or 4 cups. I'm on cup number 4 this morning. I put that percolator full, added an extra scoop of coffee, give me that little extra energy. And I slept in a little bit late this morning, because when I'm working call and I have to get like at 3:30 tomorrow morning, and then I'm on call until Monday morning, I don't sleep tonight. I lay there worrying about the day, what's going to go on, what's going to happen, and make sure I get up. I don't want to oversleep. So I just lay there and you kind of rest, but it's not a very good rest. And that's just the way it is. You know, I'm like, I always think I'm going to try to get to bed, but then I just lay there and think, ah. And I do all the things like get the fan and get the background noise, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I still just can't sleep those nights before call. I wish I could. Maybe I never were able to, so that's just the way it is. And now this time when I'm on call, we used to stay in a little room, it's right down the hall, but now we can't stay in that room anymore that has a bed. So now we have to stay in this little house, which is only like a quarter block away. You walk out the back door of the ER and you can see the house. It's like right there. So that's where we stay for call now, some type of regulatory. My phone doesn't work, so I have to use a pager. So now I'm just thinking, oh Lord, I hope they can reach me by that pager. And if that pager doesn't work, then I'm going to have to stay in the clinic the whole time that I'm there. And I'm like, oh Lord. So that everything rolls through my head all the time, 5,000 miles an hour, like always. I'm always worrying about something that might even happen, but that's just the way I am. So it was great having coffee with you, great catching up with everything. For things that are coming up, I don't have anything. I have the next couple weekends off, like I said. And I'm probably only going to, I usually don't go up to the lake maybe one time in July, because it's so hot and humid. And it's to the point you don't want to be outside. I'm not going to go up north just to sit inside because it's too hot outside. I think that's kind of a waste. So I just stay home usually in July anyway. Like I said, that little extra treat last weekend with my husband was nice. And the weather was beautiful. So that was really nice for us too. It wasn't hot. It was even a little bit cool at night. Sweater weather. So I'll probably stay home the next 2 weekends. And there's lots of stuff around the area, you know, you don't, when you're going up north all the time, and almost like if I don't get up there X amount of times, I'm not getting my money's worth, especially this year with all the cost of the, everything that I had to pay for this year. Because it's the new year and the rent went up, and then we had to buy a septic tank, and then the removal of my old camper cost me $800. So it was a very expensive year, so I'm like, I need to get up there to get my money's worth. You know, yeah, but then you're stressing yourself out and running just to get up there to try to get your money's worth out of place. And I'm like, get that out of your head. If you only went up there 5 times a year, it's well worth the cost of the place, just for the fact you're getting up there and going north. What if you went away up north and Hayward and had to pay for the gas getting up there, and hotels and lodging and all that type of stuff? So it's still economical even if you got up there 5 times. But I'll get more than up there. I've already been up there more than 5. So we're just going to stay home the next couple weekends and just do stuff around the area, work on the house, get all the stuff that we're working on done, and getting it cleaned up in the shed and the garage and the house, and seeing some of the local places like the Barrel House that's in Red Wing, and it's really neat that that place has it's been there forever and a day, because when it was open, it was the oldest established running tavern or saloon in the state of Minnesota, which is pretty cool. And it's been closed for about like 6 years, which is just sad because you hate to see history like that, you know, so a building like that closed down. And Red Wing is very historical, you know. Yeah, that's why I love Red Wing so much, and I'm so glad we live so close to it. 10 minutes over. So anywho, this guy has been refurbishing and fixing it up, so we're going to plan to get over there in the this next weekend or the following weekend. Not this one, I'm working tomorrow. And just see what he's done, because I guess he's really put in a lot of work into it and fixing it up and refurbishing it and stuff, and made it a little more upscale. It used to be, because it's located like where the old original Red Wing shoe was, downtown, and Adium, Arthur Daniel Midland Company, and they process like linseed oil and whatnot. So it was like the working man's bar, the barrel house, you know, so guys went over there for cheap beer and bar rail drinks and whatnot. So the guy who bought it, because, you know, Red Wing is a touristy town, and it's not only the locals that support your bar, it's the tourism too. So he's fixed it up and made it a little more upscale, and made some specialty cocktails, has a little gourmet snackies in there. It brings in gourmet food trucks, you know, too sometimes, I guess. So I keep wanting to get over there, and things just didn't work out that we could get over there. Plus I haven't been around and I've been busy on the weekends. So our goal is for the next 2 weekends just to kind of stay local, do stuff around the house and around the yard, and go over like to the barrel house and see what that's all like. I'm kind of excited. I pass it every single day. I'm coming and going from work. It's right on a side street going down to Lake City for me. And I was like, oh, he has like a food truck out there. He'll have signs out there, something going on. I'm like, oh, I want to stop there, but I don't want to go there for the first time without my husband, so I'm not gonna away from work. I want it to be an outing for us, and, you know, go there. And our favorite bars in Red Wing are that one, and the Staghead, which is kind of eclectic older bar, and Oliver's Wine Bar. So we might make it a little snacky, noshing cocktail night maybe next weekend. So we'll shoot for that. So thanks for having coffee with me. I should be doing this right in the next weekend or two, because I'm not going up north. I am not on call, so there's absolutely no reason that I can't have coffee with you. I have nothing on the agenda. 2 weekends with nothing on the agenda. That has not happened since April. I'm super excited about it. Just to chill and lay back and do stuff around here and putsy things and stay local. So everybody take care. Have a great work week. If it's sweltering hot, keep hydrated like it is here, or don't go outside. Stay in the cool air like I am, unless you have to. Right? My son mows the lawn, so I don't have to even go do that. And I don't have flowers outside anymore, so I don't have to tend to those either. So everybody take care. Have a great week until we have coffee again. It was nice